The Supreme Court says what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and DeKalb declared a disaster area.
And a possible utility tax hike in Belvedere, and Dick Stapleton loses a bet. The American League did it. That's all next on NEWSWATCH 17.
The half-price sale is one of Knight's Armor's most popular sales, and now it's good on their huge selection of suits. Knight's Armor must sell 200 suits, sport coats, and trench coats, so now is the time to buy. Buy any suit, sport coat, or trench coat at the regular price and get the second item of equal or less value for half price. This applies to any in-stock men's, young men's, or boys combination in sizes up to 52. Knight's Armor in the Highcrest Center and Liberty Square, open daily until 8:30 p.m.
Country Companies believes if you drive defensively, you shouldn't have to pay the same rates as people who don't. So, if you are a safe driver and haven't had an accident or moving violation in the last 3 years, Country Companies will give you a 15% discount on your auto insurance premium. Keep it up 3 more years, and we'll give you another 5% discount. Make the switch to Country Companies. That's the spirit.
The spirit of the Country Companies.
Insurance Liquidators saves you money every day with bargains like this large assortment of Decorator Toss pillows. These attractive pillows are available in many sizes and colors, and now their price has been reduced to just $1 a piece. They're good looking on the bed and as a love cedar sofa decoration. And at the price of just $1 each, you can add a touch of color to just about every room in your home. Colorful Toss pillows, now just $1 each. Available at Insurance Liquidators.
I'm Ann Edwards.
And I'm Bruce Richardson. The Supreme Court has good news today for working women, but had news bad for those already retired. A divided high court ruled retirement benefits must be calculated without regard to the sex of the beneficiary. That means federal law bars sex bias in pension plans simply because women statistically live longer than men.
58-year-old Nathalie Norris thought it was unfair that men who worked in her office in Arizona would get $34 a month more in retirement benefits than she would. But the insurance industry contended that because women live longer on average and draw benefits longer, they should be paid less each month. It claimed that equalizing benefits would cost another $2 billion a year. Today, the Supreme Court sided with Mrs. Norris. Chief Justice Berger said the federal civil rights law prohibits paying smaller benefits to women simply because as a class they live longer. For fear of bankrupting some plans, the court said the requirement for equal benefits would be phased in starting next month and would not be retroactive.
In upsetting a time-honored classification system used by the insurance industry, the court has clearly opened the door to more changes. Future legislation could strike down such other factors used in setting rates and benefits as age, location, and occupation. Carl Stern, NBC News at the Supreme Court.
But that Supreme Court ruling applies only after today, and that means women who already have retired cannot make up for past losses. The court's capital punishment ruling today is expected to speed executions of 1,200 death row inmates across the nation. Acting in the case of a Texas murderer, Thomas Barefoot, who came within 11 hours of death by injection last January, the justices ruled he didn't deserve more time to pitch his last legal appeal and could have been put to death. But the high court justices avoided what was considered the most controversial case this term, the legality of home videotaping. They gave no reason but said they'd hear the case next fall. That means if you're one of the millions of Americans who regularly record programs and movies off the TV, you're still within the limits of the law. Producers and presenters of TV shows and movies claim copyright laws are being broken with home recorders, while the manufacturers and sellers of home video equipment say consumers have recording rights.
We believe that it should be legal for people to be able to record in the privacy of their own home a program that's aired through the air for time shifting to when they can watch it. For example, if I work tonight and there's a program on that I want to watch, I could set my recorders so that I could record it and then watch it when I got home. We believe that time shifting and the use of the video recorder in your own home should not be illegal.
And if home recording is decided to be an infringement, Fisher says consumers may have to pay more for video equipment.
4-year-old Laura Carroll died this morning of injuries she received when she was struck by a car on Liberty Drive. She was the daughter of Mac and Diane McVean. Donations in her memory may be made in her name at the First Community National Bank of Northtown. Governor Thompson today declared DeKalb, DuPage, Kane, and Will counties as disaster areas. These counties received heavy rains on the first 2 days of this month. The action follows property owners who had to have their homes and businesses reassessed to reflect damage from last week's storms. The state will ask for federal Small Business Administration loans if damage estimates meet proper qualifications. And Rockford wins round 1, Franks wins round 2 in the long-running battle to construct a waste treatment plant at Kishwaukee and Boeing Drive. The city plans to fight the Illinois Pollution Control Board's approval of Franks' plans. More now from Bob Schuman.
Proposed Franks treatment site is in the 6th Ward, where Alderwoman Christy Casapaglia says she's willing to help wage the fight against the implementation of the plant. She agrees with Mayor John McNamara, says there are a number of legal alternatives the city can pursue in court.
The City Council voted Franks' motion to build a waste treatment facility down unanimously. Franks appealed, saying the plans called for a state-of-the-art equipment that would eliminate any chance for the plant to pollute the air or the water around it. They won their appeal last week. Franks owners claim Rockford needs such a facility to treat elements like used oil and solvents, adding they felt if some Rockford firms didn't have this service available to them, they'd be forced to move. The residents of the area who send their kids to Riverdale School nearby fear the element of risk is too high. They want the city to drop the gauntlet and fight the issue, state grant or not.
It is up to the legal department to appeal it. So I think by putting it back in the legislation committee, you're going to see involvement from the people again, because they'll be able to go there and speak. And I don't think it's fair to put people's hopes up and up and up over again.
Bob Schuman, NEWSWATCH 17.
Utility bills in Belvedere may be headed up.
And the car makers are delirious. Show you why when we return.
Anything wood. Our waterbeds and furniture are designed for solid comfort, solid quality, solid value, and solid savings. Mastercrafted in Rockford and hometown tradition, our waterbeds and furniture are cost-conscious, comfort-minded, and of heirloom quality. We promise and deliver this hometown quality to our hometown people. Come and see our wide selection of waterbeds and accessories. Anything wood, your hometown waterbed stores. Rockford and downtown Freeport.
Nothing's better than anything wood, your hometown waterbed store.
You'll witness history. Plan now to join the fun. It's the Great American Air Show, featuring the Ghost Squadron of the Confederate Air Force, the nation's greatest World War airplanes in action at the Greater Rockford Airport. Now, you can see them in person on July 16th and July 17th on the showgrounds of the Rockford Airport for the Super Air Battle of America's Warbirds. Tickets on sale now at all Metro Center ticket outlets. A family entertainment spectacular. Don't miss the Great American Air Show.
People ask me how Giant Rock River Ford can sell cars so low. Well, let me tell you how we do it. One of the ways is we buy lots of them at once. We bought 100 of these 83 Fairmonts. We only have 25 left. We sold them at $69.95, sold 75 of them. The rest of them are going to go out this way. 6,000 to 8,000 miles, factory warranty, $195 down, $199 a month. Come on down and test drive one. You'll buy it.
In light beers, there's good, better, and best. Jacob Best Premium Light. Try it.
Utility bills in Belvedere may be slightly higher this fall if the City Council adopts a proposed 2% utility tax. The City Council is supposed to vote on the measure during their July 18th meeting. Originally, the measure would have added 1.5% tax to telephone, natural gas, and electric bills, but last night it was changed to 2% and telephone bills were excluded. The additional money is needed because the city has to pay back the Chrysler Corporation over $547,000. The company won a lawsuit charging the Belvedere plant was overassessed and overtaxed in 1971. No vote on the measure was taken last night because at least one council member felt the citizens should be able to voice their opinion. Today, most were against it.
Made the mistake with Chrysler. I think that the people who made the mistake are the ones that should have to pay it.
I think there's enough tax.
Utilities are going up about 10, 15, 25% a year as is. And
I think we're paying enough as it is.
The tax would last for 6 months and is expected to raise some $192,000.
And another indicator, the local economy may be getting better. Real estate officials report sales of homes in Winnebago and Boone counties are 77% ahead of last year. That's supposed to be a 4-year high for the area. 321 building permits applied for during the first 6 months of '83, compared with 93 last year. And Detroit is beside itself, and no wonder. Car sales up 60% in the first 10 days of June. Ford shows an increase of 77%, Chrysler 59%, and GM 44%.
2 copies of this.
Mark Kennedy is a happy man, a new car salesman closing a deal in a Southern California Oldsmobile agency where sales are up about 50% over what they were a year ago. Oldsmobile has the single biggest selling American car, the Cutlass. To Mark Kennedy, that means money.
These are the best times we've had probably in the last 5 years. The real red letter days in the car business were 77, 78, early 79. I don't think we'll ever see it that good again, but it's getting there.
The dealers in American cars say more buyers now want medium-size or big cars. A demand caused, they say, by the improved economy, lower interest rates, somewhat stabilized gas prices, and a rebirth of the American desire to be comfortable.
Lest anyone begin to weep for those who sell imported cars, it must be pointed out that they're doing pretty well also. The sales of foreign cars are up about 8% so far this year.
The gap is being narrowed, but even if the trend continues, it will take a long time. Here in California, foreign cars still claim 51% of the market. Don Oliver, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Health hazards associated with asbestos have become common knowledge. Recently, the Winnebago County Board voted to remove or encapsulate all asbestos in the County Board building. The contract for the cleanup was awarded to Daniel Hartwig and Associates of Oregon, Wisconsin. 16 to 18 men supervised by environmental engineers will work 2 shifts for about a month to decontaminate the 9-story facility. It's an involved process that requires the cooperation of everyone working in the building. Daniel Hartwig in town today says the asbestos abatement project is a preventative measure.
Well, presently there is a potential hazard. It is potential, I'll emphasize that. The action that the county has taken is preventive rather than curative. It is at a point now where it is very marginally risk. They anticipate that it would increase, and for that reason they're taking action at this point.
The project will cost close to $420,000. Investors searching for direction on Wall Street apparently found it late in this session, a rally that produced over 85 million shares.
You've waited, and now you'll save. It's Martin Gustafson's 55th inventory sale, our biggest sale of the year, with the lowest prices of the year. Save now on every Amana Raider Range microwave oven. Save on Amana refrigerators. Save on Amana deep freezers.
Now Amana Raider Range microwave ovens only $229.95, including cooking classes. Don't miss Martin Gustafson's 55th inventory sale, now Colonial Village and 7th Street.
Last year, automobile sales were at their lowest point in 20 years. Yet Saab had its best year ever. Every Saab shipped to the U.S. was sold, even the 519 alabaster yellow ones. Saab dealers had to turn away customers because there just weren't enough Saabs to go around. So if you're considering a Saab this year, we would urge you not to waste too much time.
The Saab excitement is at Jeffrey's. Test drive a Saab at Jeffrey's now.
Enjoy the gifts of life. Now get more for your money at Life Savings when you deposit in a 5-year certificate account. Receive free 1 of 8 quality gifts and earn high interest at the same time. Gifts vary according to the deposit and include color TVs, microwave ovens, Atari computer systems, and home entertainment systems. Visit the location nearest you for details and enjoy the gifts of life. Savings insured up to $100,000 by FSLIC, and penalty applies for early withdrawal.
The expansion of Harlem Road has prompted the construction of a $2.4 million convenience center in McChesney Park. Project developer Bill Johnson says the new road would reach the front door of Ed Thorne's Hardware and Marine Center. He therefore decided to move the store across North 2nd Street and at the same time make room for other businesses. Johnson feels the project could provide about 150 jobs, half in construction and half in store employment. He doesn't think the stores will be big competition for McChesney Park Mall, mainly because they'll provide a different service.
Our center that we designed here is more of a convenience center, where the mall up the street is a regional mall. This is for quick in and out people that want to pick up a prescription or some hardware items, something of that sort. You could have up to 12 stores. Right now we have the 4 major anchor tenants committed, so we're 80% pre-leased now.
Johnson explains several stores are already scheduled to use about 80% of the available space. Those stores include One Stop Pharmacy, Little Caesars Pizza, and other family dining places. Construction of the Hamilton Center will be finished by about November of this year. Bob's with us now, and he says it's going to get real hot by the end of the week.
Yeah, you know it is, by golly. I'm glad you told me that.
I am, too.
Yeah, it's going to get a little warm. We're going to get warmer each day as it goes by. Right now, we have 60 degrees. That's our temperature at the airport. It is 62 downtown. Humidity is 70% with the winds out of the southeast at 5 miles per hour. That barometer reading is 30.82, and it's on the rise. Rockford's highest temperature reading today, 73. Low last night, 47. Normally, our daytime high today is 84, so we were a little on the cool side. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:27, sets tomorrow night at 8:35. Hey, look what's happening out here in the western states. There's a flow of southerly air pushing up through the plains and through the western states. That's building a column of warm air that's going to continue to move across the nation tomorrow, touching us, well, a little bit tomorrow, but mostly the day after. And when it does, we'll see temperatures in and around that 90-degree mark. So that's the way it's going to go. Warmer temperatures coming to us by the weekend. 4/10 of an inch of rain up in Concord, New Hampshire this morning. That's all moved out to sea. Take a look at what's happening down here tonight. Some showers in the Gulf, but they're just about over now. At Gila Bend, Arizona, the real heat of the day is over, but you know that they climbed to 111 degrees for the nation's high. How about Pellston, Michigan? Down to 35 degrees this morning for the nation's low. Let's take a look at our satellite picture, because we'll show you what's going on tonight. First of all, the jet streams is still coming down from the north. That's why we were only in the 70s today, but that eventually will straighten out. Here's all the cloud cover that brought rain to the northeast. It moved out very rapidly today. The showers still linger in the Gulf from the cloud cover that's holding there, but look at the rest of the country. There isn't anything going on. Isn't it great? A lot of nice stars out tonight. Take a look at this area. For instance, 58 degrees in Chicago, 60 degrees in Beloit, 61 degrees right now in Moline. What nice, tranquil weather. Kind of peaceful outdoors. For the next 5 days, it will be peaceful, except for Sunday and Monday. There is a chance of some showers. Well, a small chance now, but we'll tell you more as we get closer to those days. Now, let's tell you a little bit about tonight. Here's my bedtime story. Fair skies, low temperature 55 degrees. Then tomorrow, Mr. Sunshine comes out with a daytime high of 85. Followed on Friday by fair and hot weather with a daytime high of 90. On Saturday, it'll be sunny and hot with a daytime high of 93. And on Sunday and Monday, there is a chance of some little raindrops coming around. So 55 for a low tonight, 85 for a daytime high tomorrow. And as Peter Lorre would say, that's the bedtime story for tonight. Right now, it's 60 degrees.
Is that going to become a regular Uncle Bob's bedtime story? Thanks, Bob. Sports is next, and Dick Stapleton is waiting in the wings, all set to review the All-Star game, so don't go away.
It's the summer sale at House of Lindbergh. Now's the time to save 10 to 20% on furnishings for your home. House of Lindbergh, Broadway at 8th Street. Tomorrow night on WTVO at 7 on Fame, LeRoy and Danny must coach a children's basketball team. At 8 on Gimme a Break, Samantha spends a day at the precinct office. At 8:30 on Cheers, Sam enters Diane's photo in the Miss Boston Barmaid Contest. At 9 on Hill Street Blues, Operation Big Broom is swept aside, and Perillo suspects Joyce Davenport has been unfaithful. A fine evening of NBC comedy and drama beginning at 7 tomorrow night on WTVO.
You say Arby's, you say masterful, you say Arby's, you say colorful, you say Arby's, you say youthful, you say Arby's, you say handful, Arby's, you say brimful, you say Arby's, you say wonderful. You say Arby's, 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 you said a mouthful.
Arby's, great taste. You said a mouthful.
Because of recent state legislative action, the Rockford School District may be able to rehire 55 of the teachers they're forced to lay off because of money pressure. The 367 teachers in District 205 were laid off last spring. Partial rehiring may be possible in spite of an anticipated shortfall of $3.4 million. The legislature did allow approximately $24 million for the district in last week's tax increase action. Well, the American League won, and do you know who lost the wager?
That's right. I'm glad I didn't bet my paycheck. I got
down to about a nickel, wasn't it?
I'm embarrassed, to say the least. The 1983 All-Star Game is history now, and the American League finally has the monkey off their back as they defeated the National League 13-3 at Comiskey Park. The game got off to a shaky start, but what a game it turned out to be. The American League, as I said, got off to a bad start. Steve Sachs hit a little number down the first baseline. Pitcher Dave Steve throws the ball over the head of Crew, and Sachs is safe. Sachs steals second and scores when Rod Crew doesn't catch the throw from Steve off the bat of Tim Raines. 1-0, the National League. The American League tied the score in the bottom of the third. Runners at first and third, one out. George Brett hits a fly ball to center. Carew tags and scores 1-1 after 1 inning of play. The American League takes a 2-0 lead in the second. Bases loaded. Robin Yount hits a fly ball to center. Dave Winfield, who started the inning off with a double, scores 2-1 American League. The American League had a record-setting third inning, scoring 7 runs. It started when Jim Rice greeted Atley Hemaker with a shot over the left field wall. And after George Brett tripled, he scored on a base hit by Dave Winfield. 4-1 American League. Looking good, but watch this. After Rod Crew doubled in Winfield, Fred Lynn hit a grand slammer to make it 9-1 American League. The first grand slammer in All-Star history. Fred Lynn of the California Angels will go into the record book. The first player to hit a grand slammer in All-Star history. I think Fred isn't happy. Look at him come around there. Everyone's greeting him at the plate. In the top of the fourth, Al Oliver led off with a double for the National League and scored when Dale Murphy hit a single up into the gap. 9-2 American League. They go on to win the game 13-3. And you know who was there in attendance? Of course, there's Dale Murphy, but the guy that's going to be also here at the Rockford Pro-Am was there. There he is, George Burns at Comiskey Park tonight. He's saying, "Take me out to the ball game." You saw it live right here on WTVO. Another event you can see live on WTVO is the Rockford Pro-Am. The date, July 11th, the place from the beautiful Rockford Country Club. One of the pros that will be taking part in the day-long event is Jim Thorpe, one of the nicest guys you'll ever want to meet. Kim Lepak reports.
Big Jim Thorpe continues to improve, and most close observers of the game of golf believe his breakthrough day will come through soon. His biggest win was at last year's Canadian Open. He has tremendous talent in his powerful body.
Yeah, right now, I've learned a lot about the game in my 4-5 years out here. Such as hitting the big ball, I've learned to control it now instead of always hit it big. And I'm learning that the short game means such a great deal out here. And, it's really helped me in the last 3 or 4 years, the experience that I've had out here. And I think each day that I play, I'm learning more and more about it.
Are you looking forward to coming back to Rockford?
Oh, yeah, it's a great Pro-Am there. We always have a great time there, and it's a great little golf course. And as a matter of fact, all the players are looking forward to coming back.
You got a pretty good field, and as you said, it's a chance to work on your game.
Yeah, it is. The greens are always good. The fairways are great, so you have a chance to work on your game. Plus, you meet a lot of great people there in the area, and the guys that run the Pro-Am there, they're the best in the business. So, all the guys, they look forward to coming to Rockford to play, and hopefully Cal Pete don't show up because I always shoot 64. But we're looking forward to coming.
We'll continue our Pro-Am 83 previews tomorrow night when I talk with crowd favorite Morris Hatalski. Kim Lepak, NEWSWATCH 17 Sports.
The Rockford Pro-Am is getting a great reputation. Earlier this afternoon at the Rockford Country Club, the drawing to determine the pairings for the one-day event took place. WTVO's Mike Robinson was there and spoke with Jerry Sparks, chairman of the Pro-Am 83. He'll be playing with pro Fred Couples. Jerry told Mike there are still a lot of last-minute things to do up until tee time.
Anytime we have an event this large, Mike, there's always an awful lot of last-minute things to do, both for the Pro-Am itself, plus, of course, the Metro Center event on Sunday night. And I want to mention we still got some good seats available.
Okay, very good. Now, I understand now the amateurs paid $500 to get into this event, and they may be able to get a lot of that money back on a couple of the par 3 holes here, correct?
Right. We've got some just fabulous prizes this year if anybody's fortunate enough to get a hole-in-one. We've got a brand-new Porsche, and I believe it's a brand-new Datsun 280Z, donated by
Anderson,
Datsun, and Auto Works. We also have got 2 great prizes for closest to the pin this year on 2 of the par 3 holes. We have a diamond ring and a Porsche watch, donated by Bush Jewelers and once again Auto Works.
Very good. Now all we have to do is kind of wait, sit back, and hope for good weather, correct?
You bet. I hope everybody out there prays that we have the same kind of day we had today.
And Bob Kevern better be praying. He said it might rain. Turning to basketball, the Mid-American Conference has entered a 4-year agreement with the city of Rockford and Toledo, Ohio. This means the MAC postseason tournament will be played in the cities in alternating years beginning in 1984. The plan places the 1984 and 1986 tournaments at the Rockford Metro Center and the 85 and 87 games in Toledo. So let's hope Bob's praying hard that it doesn't rain Monday. A lot of people are going to be up here saying he's got a fat face or something. I don't know.
You'll be a bad guy if rain comes on.
Right.
Thanks, Dick. Well, the granddaddy of American beauty pageants, Bert Parks, is warming up his pipes to serve as master of ceremonies for a new contest. Parks was fired after 25 years of singing Here She Comes, Miss America. But this month, he'll have a new theme song, There She Is, the Glamour Kitty. Parks is hosting the All-American Glamour Cat Contest July 20th in Florida. Parks says he took the job as a lark and didn't say whether he would kiss the winner. Now the numbers.
Rockford Pro-Am 83. The entertainment event of the summer is July 10th at the Metro Center, and proceeds benefit Rockford Memorial Hospital. Enjoy the grand old man of entertainment, George Burns, and the terrific singing and dancing of the beautiful Lola Falana. But don't wait. Seats are still available for this premier event at all Metro Center ticket outlets. Rockford Memorial Hospital's Pro-Am 83. Don't miss it.
Pro-Am 83, Sunday, July 10 at the Metro Center. Tickets on sale now at all Metro Center outlets.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
You know, it's real easy to get a CarX muffler installed. We'll do it while you wait. And before we do it, we'll show you the parts that need fixing and the parts that don't. The ones that do, we'll fix. The ones that don't, we won't. I'm a poet.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
Would you like to nullify the present income tax? Find out how. Watch Your Stolen Vote, Saturday, July 9th at 4:30 p.m.
Good news for those of you who have a sweet tooth. The House Agriculture Committee approved a resolution setting aside July 15th as National Ice Cream Day. In its resolution, the committee noted that ice cream sales total more than $3 billion a year. Let's find out if that ice cream's going to melt. Here's Bob with a weather update.
Not tonight. It's going to be fair and cool and 55 for an overnight low. You like sunshine? Got some more coming tomorrow. Look at all of the clear skies out here in the Plain States. That's what's moving in. We'll get up to 85 for a daytime high, but on Friday, it's going to be hot and your cone may melt because we'll only get up to 90 degrees for a daytime high. Right now, we have a temperature reading of 60.
Our top stories in brief. Several rulings handed down today by the Supreme Court. One entitles women to the same retirement benefits as their male counterparts. Another will speed up executions of death row inmates.
And Governor Thompson declares DeKalb County a disaster area in sports. It's the American League 13-3 over the National League in the All-Star game. From all of us at NEWSWATCH 17, thanks for joining us. Hope your team won.
That's right. We'll see you again tomorrow at 5. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
NEWSWATCH 17 is a presentation of WTVO Television.